we're just happy to be in the Open Cup final again. It's a tournament that, as a club, we take very seriously. If you look at our past history, I think that reflects that. We were disappointed last year by getting knocked out early, but we're very excited. We're happy to be playing against a team that's playing really well right now in Philadelphia. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a competitive game, a fun one to watch, and a good game. So hopefully all the fans will come out and watch the game, and we'll have a good time out there.
Just for me, it's an exciting time in Philadelphia. We have a chance to lift our first trophy, and playing against a team that's the best team in MLS right now, like I've said all week, is going to be a challenge that I think our guys will be up to. We've had the mantra that we respect everyone, but we don't fear anyone. So as dangerous as they are in attack, our guys, I think, will be ready to go. And again, an exciting time in our city, and a chance for the first trophy, which is a difficult one. The man to the left of me has won everything already. I'm new to this game. Sigi, I have a great deal of respect for, a coach that I've played many times against, and one that is a real winner, and one that, as a young coach, that I aspire to be like. So, again, exciting time for the Union, for our fans, and our first final. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, and then we'll start with questions.
Jim, you go back to June in Harrisburg. That was your first game in charge, playing against your affiliate. 1 minute in stoppage time away from being eliminated from this tournament, really. But, in a way, I think that kind of set the tone, not just for this tournament, but for the regular season. Can you just talk about the path here, the extra time games and penalties, what it's taken to get this far?
Yeah, in these competitions, and Sigi can speak for this, there's always obstacles, big hurdles that you have to go through. And, early on against they call them lower division teams, they're challenging games because it means so much to them to get a result. So, we battled through the first two of them with Harrisburg and then the Cosmos. Our biggest hurdle was obviously in Dallas. That was the most difficult game that we had because we had to go on the road. Another factor is the home field. It's a good thing to have the final on your home field, a good advantage for us. So again, it's a competition I'm very familiar with. The grind of it, the fact that the games come midweek and they come at you fast is a challenging one. You have to juggle lineups, you have to juggle, different things. But to be able to have our team rested right now and put a full strength squad out there on Tuesday is very good for us.
Seba, what can you say about the experience of, obviously you've been to the final so many times with Seattle. What can you say about your past experience in Seattle and in this competition?
I just been one time in final. It was with Sigi, 5 years ago, and we won it. So it was a good memory. Before I went twice to the semi-final with the USL team, but we never reached the final. But it's a competition, very important to win. It's the second trophy you can win in America. So I feel lucky to be able to be again in a final 5 years ago, and I just hope to win it again. It'll be difficult, but we try to be ready for that tomorrow.
Kenny, you talked recently about how much that tournament means, so you can kind of expand on how much the Open Cup means to you.
Yeah, personally speaking, it means a lot to be in the final, and obviously to be representing Seattle and a team that's been so successful in the tournament. And like Sigi said, it means a lot to the club, and it's an important tournament to the club. And for me personally, to be a part of a competition that has Lamar Hunt's name on the trophy, as I said before, is very special. Lamar brought my father here to the States back in the 70s, and he played his entire career for Lamar. And when I first started in the league, I played under Lamar, and then had the opportunity to play for his son. So, it would be very special for me to lift that trophy, and hopefully I'll get that chance.
Champions League is a big reward for this team. You guys talk about what it would mean to your organizations to play in Champions League.
Champions League is a competition that we've been in the past, and we enjoy that competition. We look forward to it. Getting knocked out in the semis the last time around, gave us a taste of how close we could get to the final game. Being able to eliminate a team from Mexico, was something that was really special at the time. But that's far in the future. What's at hand is a tough game tomorrow night, and we have to be prepared. We have to be fully focused and concentrated because Philly's a good team.
Will there be any thought of resting any players because of your MLS commitments as well, or is this something that,
Well, I think you look at each game a little bit differently, and how you're going to approach it with your team. I mean, players like to play. Okay, they don't like to train, and they don't want to be rested necessarily, So we look at it, somebody carrying a knock. Is there an injury? Is there some reason that we don't think he can get through 90 minutes? Then we might make some adjustments or some changes. But we feel that with the amount of rest that we've had from our game on Friday, we feel pretty good about the group. It was an important game for us on Friday. We played our first team pretty much in that game, and we'll see how it goes. And for this one, we haven't made final decisions. There's probably 3 or 4 things that are up in the air for us right now, and we'll decide those tomorrow morning as to how we're going to proceed. But we want to approach every game just as Jim did. You approach every game to win it, and sometimes that means you make some lineup changes, and sometimes that means you don't.
Jim, you're from Philadelphia, so you know that the city hasn't lifted many trophies in the last 10, 20, 30 years. But the city seems to get behind a winner, whether it's, Taney or Smarty Jones or whoever. Do you get a sense of what it might mean, how people would respond if a young franchise like this would be able to lift its first trophy?
Yeah, I've been through the highs and lows, the runs of emotion with a Philadelphia sports team, what it means to be a Flyers, a Sixers, a Phillies, an Eagles fan. We have our own unique fan base, and they're hungry. It's only our 5th year. This is an opportunity to lift a trophy. It's one that our fans deserve. I think we have the best fans in the league. I think they deserve a trophy, and I think they're excited. They'll all be out here in waves tomorrow and, pushing us on. It's something that means a lot to me, as being from this city, to do it here would be special. It's different than a player. I've won this competition twice as a player, and I've lost it once as a player. But as a coach, it carries a little more weight. I think as a player, you're a little more selfish maybe in your thinking, in that, it's the team and the individual. Sure, it's for the city as well, but being from here, I feel a little bit more the weight not to let the city down, and we want to win. That's kind of the idea. I've preached trying to win from the start here. I thought our roster was good enough to win, and we've proven that lately. And now this is another game that we go into, and the only thing to do is to win.
Jim, with adrenaline and emotion probably running high,
Yeah.
are you a little concerned about the first 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, finals are unique. They're always crazy. You play in them, and sometimes the teams don't look like they do in the build-up to a final. It can be crazy at the start. There could be some long balls, just a feeling out process, because there's nerves with any player. You're a liar if you say you're not nervous going into a final, as a coach and a player. So, again, it'll be an emotional start to the game, but once it settles down, both teams can play. We can counterattack with the best of them. They have a heck of a counterattack as well, and they can keep the ball with any team in MLS. So it's going to be a bit of a cat and mouse early on, for sure, to feel each other out. But once it settles down, it is a game that you have 2 teams that are in very good form, and then the soccer part takes over at that stage.
Sebastian, Kenny, you guys have known each other for quite some time, and ironically enough, you guys are 1 and 2 in the scoring race in this competition. Can you talk about sort of that, that back friendship and kind of sort of the irony of you two kind of being neck and neck, and who's going to be the top scorer?
I'll go first. I guess I don't know. It's nice that as brother, we are first and one, in the leading scorer. It's nice. He stay in the family. It's great. They just we are. From I think maybe another dad. I don't know. we have to check. But I think it is great. The most important, I think, for both of us, I know Kenny, it's to have your team win and to be in the final. The fact that we are both leading scorer in the area, it's a nice thing, but it's not what we want. We are looking both at the trophy right now, and we want to get it, no matter what, even if, we have lots of respect for each other and lots of respect for both of our team. And at the end, we are going to be, I think, happy for the one we're going to win, but very disappointed that we don't get it if we don't. So I'm just looking at it and hope, we are going to raise it tomorrow, and I'm sure he wants the same.
Yeah, I mean, I share the same sentiments. It's, I think both of us would rather lift that trophy than be the leading goal scorer. So Seb has, been doing great this year. I consider him a friend. We go back a long time to birth, and but we met each other a long time ago in Dallas, and had the opportunity to play with each other in New York a couple of years ago. He's a great guy and a great player, and I'm happy for his success and for the great form that he's in right now. But again, I think both of us, would rather, lift that trophy than be the leading goal scorer in the competition.
I want him to score 2 goals, but we win 3-2. So he passed in front of me, and we got the cup.
Any other questions? Okay.
I have one more. Jim, injury-wise and everything, everyone healthy and all?
Yeah, we're as healthy as we've been. It's a credit to our medical staff. Paulie, Steve, and Kevin Miller have done a great job getting our guys ready through a tough run of games. Where we're playing Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, and they're all playoff type games. They all have had a playoff type feel, just because we have no margin for error. So, I think that helps also going into a final where we've played in pressure games now for what feels like 3 months. So we have no margin to drop any points. So. Positive.
Sigi, and I'll pose that same question to you. Or is everything okay on the injury front?
Yeah, we're as healthy as we've been all season also, and it's just a matter of making some decisions. But from a standpoint of our team and our health of it, it's in good shape right now.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.